Barbie is in the news because some people were fighting about whether Ryan Gosling was too old to play Ken or not. But I want to talk, Mary, about the marketing for this movie and how they're going to reach the most people. Do you think that this movie is being marketed properly? Because the article we were reading was about whether this movie is going to be the feminist movie, the feminist Barbie movie that we deserve, we being the royal we. Do you think that that's what this movie will be? Will it be the feminist movie that everyone wants?
If it means that we deserve it in that we are all going to like pay for the wrongs we've done in society, then yes, it's the feminist epic we deserve. However, we all have seen the promotional materials so far, and the tagline for the movie is Barbie is everything, and he's just Ken. Ken is just Ken.
He's just Ken.
By
the way, I refuse to have like a hot take on this. I don't care. Like, I don't care if Ken is literally just the embodiment of evil in this movie. None of my business.
It's okay. You don't have to care. It's for the girls and the gays.
It's absolutely how you let the feminists win.
Yeah, I'm letting them win. Like, I refuse to make this a culture war issue. I refuse.
It's definitely for the girls and the gays and maybe the guys that get dragged there by their girlfriends.
A little bit.
However, I'm already seeing a subtle misandrist vibe from the promotional material so far, and they're still going to spin this as a feminist statement. So we have this explanation that how women in society have to strive to be everything: astronauts, doctors, lawyers, diplomats, while men can simply be men.
Yeah, it's
no man's ever had to work to become an astronaut.
Believe it or not, like, have you ever? I was telling Mary this.
Could you be more delusional?
Have you ever seen the meme of the guy? He became a Navy SEAL, and then he became a doctor, and then a Navy SEAL, and then an astronaut. And I'm like, that's not normal. And that guy had to work very, very, very hard to achieve that. Imagine Greta Gerwig being like, well, it's because you're a dude.
Greta Gerwig's movies all have a feminist slant. We know that already. But I think a lot of people are hoping for the Barbie movie, sort of like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, to be just a fun watch that's not highly politicized.
If it was animated, I think this movie would do better. I think this movie is going to struggle because it's not animated. I think it's going to struggle to find its audience. I do.
Yeah.
If it were animated, then I think it would be for children. Exactly. But this movie is for adults.
And I just don't know if there's like, are there enough wine drinking cat mom feminists in the world? This movie cost $100 million to make. Which means that with marketing, that's $150 million. Which means that to profit, it needs to make $300 million or better.
They should have just
there $300 million worth of feminists that are going to go see this?
They should have just made a rom-com. I've said this before.
Yeah.
They need to just start putting rom-coms back. I don't care about Barbie and Ken, but if they wanted to, just generally, like they're trying to reach a teen to like 45-year-old, maybe a little bit older female audience, and who goes where they go to rom-coms. And so stop trying to make a children's movie for adults about feminism. Make a rom-com. Like cash money, you'll be fine. Also, it just reminds me that no one is more boy obsessed than feminist screenwriters, right? They are constantly thinking about what men are doing and what men are thinking about them and how men are getting things in society.
How they're interpreting what they're doing.
No one thinks about men more than feminist screenwriters in Hollywood. I'm convinced.
Also, you know what they could have done? They could have done it as a horror movie like Blood and Honey, where Barbie is just a deranged serial killer.
We don't have to do that every time.
Could have done it. Could have done
the marketing for this movie has been confusing from the very start because of Margot Robbie saying whatever you think it is, it's not what you think it is. It's going to be something else.
So she doesn't know what it is either.
So she doesn't know, but whatever it is, it's going to subvert your expectation, which I know that Brett hates.
Yeah, they're talking about being subversive in the marketing. Like, what does that even mean in the case of? There's no example to the contrary. What, the Bratz movie from like 2005 or something?
And if you have to say we're being subversive, you're probably not. Like, the subversiveness should speak for itself without needing to be screamed from the rooftops. Yes.
Yeah.
The trailer, by the way, added references to like multiple sexual innuendos so that it's clear to everyone that this movie is not kid oriented. But this article is still saying that little girls across the nation are going to watch this movie and be inspired by Barbie. And
what about it would
I'm
inspire
just not
them?
seeing it. First of all, like, kids don't really even care about Barbie anymore. This is more of a nostalgia factor for adults who played with Barbies. Kids play with screens now.
Yeah.
I know tons of kids who play with Barbie still. Also because Barbie made a hop to online, like you can play on the Kindle and stuff, like Barbie themed video games. So she's still a recognized character. I just think it'll be weird when you have a young child who's like, oh my gosh, a Barbie movie's coming out. Can we go see it? And you have to be like, yes, and then I have to explain sexual innuendos to you, or no, and then you don't get why you can't be there.
It's awkward.
And it's also not like you can market it as like a mother-daughter bonding experience for like, you know, moms in their 20s and 30s with their daughters. It's like moms who are in their 50s with maybe their 20 to 30-year-old daughters or teenage daughters. Like, it just doesn't seem like
wine aunts and nieces.
Yeah. If the nieces are of a certain age, hopefully, not their like 5-year-old nieces.
This says young girls everywhere will watch it sitting in front of their living room TV sets, mouths agape for years to come, absorbing its message well before they can understand its hidden adult jokes. For the millennial plus generations, however, the feeling is somewhat bittersweet. Perhaps if we had grown up watching this Barbie movie, instead of playing with standard issue Barbies, we'd have been slightly happier Barbie girls in a more equal Barbie world.
What a strange comment.
You hate Barbie, right?
If we had been forced to watch a screen and be told what to think, that rather than use our imagination, we would be better off. Like, it's better that we not use our own brains, is what they're saying.
Well, they're celebrating that we have plus-size Barbies now and disabled Barbies now, and it's all diverse and equitable.
Barbie came with a wheelchair when I was a kid. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Of all of the things they push harder on anybody is like their just desperate need for women to join STEM. They get a hard-on for the idea of women in STEM. They're like, we need scientists, Barbie. We need tons of women scientists, and nobody is more sciencey than Barbie. Like, no.
The desire to propel women or young girls into STEM is far greater than their actual desire to join STEM.
Well, because they have to subvert expectations, and subverting expectations would be putting women in STEM, not making not becoming hairstylists or becoming nurses or something, like something that actually helps society.
That there's a need for, and you make money off of doing, and there's a tons of options for how to pursue that career. It's better that you go to engineering school and have to get a master's.
The concept that women need to go into all of these different career fields to prove themselves as worthy or full people is it couldn't be farther from the truth, because women are recognized as having inherent value, and men earn their value in this world. And I'm not saying that's wrong or bad or that it's something to be celebrated either. It's just kind of the facts of life. And if anything, it's the feminist world that raised girls to think they needed to prove themselves like this and made them feel inadequate. Another thing that I saw in promotion for this movie is a statement from Hari Neff, who is playing one of the Barbies. This is a transgender actor, male to female, and I will just read the Instagram caption that this actor posted. When I heard I was cast as a Barbie in the Barbie movie, it looked like I was not going to be able to do the film because of a scheduling conflict. So I wrote Greta and Margot a letter essentially begging them to fudge the schedule a little bit, as I had big feelings about wanting to join the film. Part of what I wrote was this, and I'll just give an abridged version. Her and her friends call themselves the Dolls, and that's very important to them. It says, me and my girlfriends, me and my other transgender girlfriends, we started calling ourselves the Dolls a couple of years ago, though the phrase stretches back into the language of our foremothers in the ballroom scene. Maybe it's a bid to ratify our femininity, to smile and sneer at the standards we're held to as women. Underneath the word doll is the shape of a woman who is not quite a woman, recognizable as such, but still a fake. This is just very disturbing because it's clearly the case that this letter was sent as a threat, a veiled threat. If you don't fudge the schedule and cater to me, D-list actor, including me in this cast for DEI reasons, then you're going to face the wrath of the media, as I say, you know, as a transgender actor to every media outlet that is willing to give me a microphone, you know. It's kind of worrying that this is one of the people starring in the Barbie movie, which is supposedly, as this journalist said, for little girls.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, that's saying, like, I see people in the chat are discussing whether or not, you know, there's deeper implications to a silly movie like the Barbie movie. But I think when you have Greta Gerwig and you make it a distinctly feminist piece, it's no longer looking for the deep, meaningful undertones of an animated Barbie movie that's for kids. This is something that's supposed to have a message that's supposed to ring true for people. For me, I think that part is worrying, but I think more than anything, I think that they're going to have a hard time finding their audience, because when I watch that trailer, I don't feel any type of way about it. Like, and that's as a guy, like theoretically, if
Probably
I'm not
normal.
If I'm the target, no, I'm saying no, that's the opposite. If I'm the target audience, or if you're the target audience and I'm distinctly not the target audience, what I should be thinking of is like, oh, that's not for me. What I'm thinking is, huh? Like, it's muddled. It's not like there isn't a clear message or a clear target demographic other than wine moms and feminists. And I don't know if there's $300 million worth of wine moms and feminists that are going to go see this movie in the theater.
Well, this is certainly a lot better than what this movie was originally intended to be, starring Amy Schumer. They cast her for it tentatively back in 2016. And her Barbie character was supposed to be an ambitious inventor. And the studio suggested that her invention would be a high heel made out of Jell-O.
I love it.
What?
Yeah, I love it.
What would that do?
Then they sent Amy Schumer a pair of Manolo Blahniks to celebrate that collaboration. And Amy Schumer was incensed by this. She said, the idea that that's just what every woman must want right there. I should have gone, you've got the wrong gal.
Have you ever noticed that whenever like a guy suggests something to a girl, the girl automatically assumes that the guy believes that all women would believe or want the same thing?
Well, it's like, how dare they
make a
not,
suggestion?
Yeah, I don't know, like send you a pair of designer heels as a gift. Like, this is the type of problem celebrities are complaining about now.
Does she want
But
to
she
send her
pulled out of the
Jell-O?
project.
I don't understand.
She pulled out of the project, and now, if this is successful, it's going to be the ultimate self-own.
Yeah. Yep. It is also funny that they have Emma Mackey in this movie with Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie's doppelganger in
Yeah.
Hollywood. I'm sure they're going to make jokes playing off of the fact that
They look so much
they look
alike.
similar. Yeah.
Also, Ryan Gosling was apparently the only choice for Ken, according to Greta Gerwig, and Gen Z is like, he's too
Isn't that
old.
weird?
Like,
Who would they have wanted?
Who do you think Gen Z would have wanted?
I saw a lot of suggestions. So Austin Butler was one of them.
That
Chris Evans was one of them.
Chris
Austin
Evans-
Butler makes sense to me.
Yes, Chris Evans is like the same, is barely any younger.
Glenn
than
Powell was on the list. Also, Henry Cavill was on the list.
all like Cavill.
I think
They were pretty much like anybody but Ryan Gosling, please. Because apparently a lot of Gen Z girls are saying Ryan Gosling is too old and too ugly to play Ken.
Is it him or Jake Gyllenhaal that's married to Ava Mendes? I don't remember.
Him.
Him? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They
good-
met on the
good for
side
him.
of Place Beyond the Pines.
Good for them.
Here are some comments that were left about Ryan Gosling. They said he's too old to be playing Ken. I'm sorry. His wrinkles are taking me out of the experience.
Uncomfortable
They're
chair
bad
says,
for immersion.
Uncomfortable chair says Harry Styles.
Harry Styles, no.
No?
Absolutely not.
No? I said Serge X says Ryan Reynolds. I would have thought Ryan Reynolds too, but he's older than all of those people. He was born in 76.
But maybe he looks a little younger.
I mean, kind of, but
But it would be cool if Blake Lively had a cameo, and it would be cool if Taylor Swift had a cameo.
like not having Taylor Swift in it makes
We need
no
the
sense.
tall blondes. Where
If
are the
she-
tall blondes at?
If she ends up in Cats, she should absolutely end up in the Barbie.
What is with all of these? I mean, I'm
Also, why
sorry,
did
but they're
they make
diversity
Cats?
hires.
Yeah.
Where what is with all the cameos from diversity hires? Where are all the tall blondes that actually look?
Well, they don't want
Fit
a
for
tall
the role.
They don't want a tall, blonde, classic-looking Barbie movie. They already said this. They were like, "Oh my god, I'm lowering my seat as I talk."
About being
They're
tall.
saying like we want all kinds of people, including people who are of not original
Yeah.
Barbie form. I mean, there were all kinds of Barbies out there. I don't remember a transgender Barbie, although they do have one now in like their special edition collection of, I don't remember who the actress is or actor, whoever is on Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Because they made
Ruby
one for Vera
Rose?
Wang.
No, Ruby
No.
Rose is just.
I don't remember, but it's a transgender person who Barbie made a like special edition one of. I just think this movie could be super fun. I'm happy if they want to have a good time. I just think it doesn't make sense. It's not trying enough to be one thing.
Also,
like this idea that you're going to bring young children to it, but also it's mostly for adults, but also it's not, but also we don't want original looking Barbies, but also we don't like this Ken. Like it seems like it's already directionless.
This is also, I want to point out, this is going to be another perfect example. Ladies, for all of the 1% of the ladies listening right now, if there's any women listening, remember, if you want this movie to succeed, much like the WNBA, you don't get to have it fail and then blame men. You yourselves, ladies, have to go out and actually buy tickets to watch this movie if you want it to succeed. You don't just get to say, why don't men support us because of my patriarchy and my sexism. You have to actually go and support it yourself. If women supported the WNBA the way that men support the NBA, they would be making a crap. There wouldn't be women in the NBA making less than the mascots in the NBA. That's for sure. And in this movie, if they want this movie to do well, if you want Barbie 2 Electric Boogaloo, then you better go see this movie. You better actually pay the money and not torrent it and not wait and rent it later. Go see it in the theaters.
And not Oppenheimer?
Well, I mean, I think everyone should go see Oppenheimer instead, but I'm a Christopher Nolan nerd, so me.
I will just say Margot Robbie is a great choice for Barbie, especially when you compare it to the alternative.
How tall is she? I don't know how tall Margot Robbie is. Is she any amount of?
I don't know.
Is
she's not
5'9"
short
or something?
I think she's
definitely
5'9".
not short.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's and maybe they'll have Emma Mackey. Well, maybe Emma Mackey will have brown hair in it to like make them look less alike.
Maybe.
Like I don't know.
Do you guys think that
she's 5'6"?
Ageist.
Oh, by the way,
say
Margot
that Ryan Gosling is too old to play Ken.
Kind of. No, ageist. No, I know. I don't. I think he is kind of too old to play.
I think he's age appropriate for Margot Robbie, who's in her 30s. But like, that's the thing about Barbie. How old is she supposed to be? So how old is Ken supposed to be?
By the way, just like Lindsay Lohan, she has the same birthday as me.
Well, Barbie was modeled
basically
after...
famous,
I'm
Brett.
basically
I think
famous.
that is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Barbie was modeled after the creator's daughter, who was a real girl, and she was 18 when he made the dolls. So technically, Barbie is supposed to be an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Or she's like 24 because by the time they got into production, she's older and now she's got a career as a stewardess.
She's 5'6".
You can't just jump into that high-ranking flight path, NASA astronaut, lawyer, or whatever when you're 18.
5'6" is how tall Margot.
Okay.
So.
And then she's going to be wearing the kitten heels.
Yes.
That adds a little bit.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.